Hey guys, I'm EveAnna Manley and we're here at Manley Labs today to explore the depths of the Manley Massive Passive. We've been building this unit since the late 1990s. In fact, in 2023, we're celebrating our 25th anniversary of producing this American legend. So one of the first pro audio products that we started making in the early 1990s was our take on a classic passive Pultec EQ with our vacuum tube circuits and loosely based on the original Pultec designs. So the original Pultec designs are passive EQs, which means the equalization is achieved with chokes and resistors and capacitors. The years were marching on in the 1990s and we wanted to expand our product range. We wanted to make this like super Pultec. We used to say like a Pultec on steroids. More frequency choices, more bands, and even extra filters. This equalizer was very much developed with ears and listening, and we allowed some, maybe they were empirical flaws, we allowed them to remain because they sounded good. You know, it's like when you boost and cut at the same time and you get an extra little dip in the frequency. That's an aberration of an original Pultec EQ that we allowed that type of behavior to remain here. There are 4 bands and they all overlap and interleave, and it allows you to just turn the knobs and create sounds and create tones without having to stick to, you know, like an empirical draconian order. You know, I want you to let your ears do the work on this equalizer and make very musical sounds. So the filter sections in the regular massive passive, those are more oriented for recording when you're trying to make a tone. Like maybe you want to make a telephone sound and cut out all the high frequencies and low frequencies. That's made for a creative choice, right? But in the mastering version, the frequencies in the filter section are much higher and much lower. So those are made for solving problems, not creating tones. Additionally, for hi-fi usage, if you want to deploy an equalizer in your audio file system, you're definitely going to choose the mastering version. You want to be solving problems in your playback and not making intrusive coloration choices that, of course, we don't want to be there in our audio file setup. Now let's take a look at the guts here, because there are so many beautiful parts in this massive passive. It's massively awesome. We have lots of WEMA caps in the band cards. Those are so reliable, so solid sounding, and we've been loyal WEMA users for decades. All the inductors are custom made right here at Manley Labs in our magnetics department, and also so are the output transformers, right? You see here also there are 6 vacuum tubes, 3 per channel. You have 1 tube set up for gain, and then you've got an interstage white cathode follower buffer, and then on the final output of the unit you've got a second white cathode follower output stage. That can, like I say, that thing can drive a truck. It's a very strong output stage. It sounds great. We use it in quite a few units that we produce here. Lots of those beautiful multi-caps, those audiophile capacitors. I think those are amongst the best sounding capacitors in the world. The Manley Massive Passive is powered by Manley Power, and that's our switch mode power supply, custom designed for Manley Labs, high voltage, high fidelity, and really quiet. It's a wonderful power supply, and a couple years ago we finally upgraded our Massive Passive units to use it. The switches are all American-made Gray Hill switches, one of the most reliable brands there are. They're all sealed gold contact switches, flawless. The potentiometers are my favorite brands of pots. Those are the Bournes 91 series, conductive plastic, reliable, silent, and we've been using them literally for over 3 decades. They're wonderful, wonderful pots. To make them feel a little better, we slug the knobs with some O-rings just so there's a little more viscosity to the touch. It doesn't affect the operation, but it sure feels better. Looking back over 25 years of producing the Massive Passive, we see them in studios, we see them in audiophile systems, and we see them in mastering studios also. My heart beats with joy every time I see a picture of these in somebody's rack, so keep sending those photographs to us so we could share the love.